Okay, we're still reviewing Punch in the story.
Yes. So the food crisis, the APC government has said that PDP governors should face their primary assignment. So the federal government in Abuja called on the PDP governors that they were elected to do a job, serve the people of their states, and they should concentrate on that rather than playing politics and playing to the gallery. The PDP governors at last weekend mentioned that the APC-controlled government they should quit, that there are many challenges, whipping up politics and attacking the APC-led federal government. And the APC government, the Minister for Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has spoken on behalf of the government and described the PDP governors as just calling them an attempt to distract, and that they should, instead of being busy facing what they are meant to do, they are undermining the president's efforts to bring economic relief to Nigerians. And just a lot of statement to say, face your work. You already have an assignment within your state. Concentrate on providing good governance to the people of your state, while the federal government is doing their own part, instead of attacking the federal government's efforts and distracting people from your own inefficiencies. That's the reply to what PDP said.
Okay, in the same vein about food scarcity, we have the Nigerian Customs Service. They said on Sunday they had intercepted 15 trailers that were fully loaded with food items and were heading out of the country through Sokoto state border. The trailers were stopped and the food items were returned to Nigeria. They said this is part of the measures to stabilize the prices of food items across the country in line with the mandate of the federal government. So they said the federal government had a meeting on Thursday, and they came with the president, vice president, and also state governors at the villa in Abuja, and they had, they made some resolutions, so that they could cut down, reduce the rising prices of staples right now. And some of the things is that, try and stop those who are hoarding, intercept hoarders and those who are smuggling food out of the country. And also, one of the ways that they're looking to resolve it is also stop importation. They don't want to encourage importation, so we would have the food that we have here for Nigerians to consume locally. They also explained that many people are hoarding and trying to smuggle out because they are not sure of government stance. But government is not saying sell less than, the price that you've put there. We're just saying sell in Nigeria. And as you keep selling Nigeria, Nigerians are buying, the prices will eventually stabilize. Hoarders also, they're going around and they're trying to make sure that those people are bringing out their goods so that they can sell. Business people are worried, so they're keeping it and hiding it. But we can't keep doing that. But federal government is saying they're on this. They said apart from these 5 trailers, other smugglers have also been intercepted. That this, and the government is saying this is not, we don't intercept you and then seize your goods. We're just saying we're bringing it back to Nigeria, sell it in Nigeria so Nigerians can consume it.
All right, so Nigeria and Brazil are coming together to strengthen their bilateral ties. Our president was in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and he spoke with the president of Brazil, Lula da Silva, and both of them actually agreed for the increased trade and cooperation across solid minerals, exploration, healthcare, and agriculture between both countries. So both countries have actually had a relationship since 1960s, and they've actually had collaborated on agriculture, education, energy, and trade. But they're trying to see how they can strengthen as they are both the biggest economies in Africa and South America. So they're also trying to see how they can establish a direct flight between Nigeria, Lagos, and Sao Paulo in Brazil. So they are pretty much the meeting. Both leaders sought to fan the embers of over 6 decades, and they're trying to see how they can ensure that there's continuous trade between both countries, Brazil and Nigeria. I would like to go there directly. That'd be nice. Okay, Vanguard, hardship paralyzing lives nationwide, says Catholic bishops and can. Naira depreciation, inflation, eroding value of insured assets. Edo 2024, APC gets 3 candidates, Agba threatens legal action. Rising cost of living may lead to social unrest in Nigeria, says other Africa Development Bank. Food crisis faced governance, FG, APC, slam PDP governors. Presidency Atiku at war over FG's forex policy. Power grid drops to 3,530 megawatts as rationing persists nationwide. And 12 die as bandits set fire on 17 houses in Kaduna village. Wow. Okay, which story?
The major headline, so the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria, CBCN, and the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, yesterday dissected the state of the nation, and they give a grim verdict. And according to them, they said hardship is paralyzing socioeconomic lives in the communities, socioeconomic lives in the communities, and hunger, which is causing a serious humanitarian crisis. And they also lamented that Nigeria was in her worst times in terms of insecurity, economy, and corruption. And they are calling for a sincere, accountable, and collective effort so that we can halt the current the current situation that's happening in the country right now, and move us towards a prosperous nation. So they highlighted a few things which I wanted to just take here. They talked about the killing of citizens, unarmed citizens that are being butchered here and there, by different people, herdsmen, bandits, depending on the location. And many people are fleeing and leaving their communities. Families have lost their ancestral lands to armed invaders, land grabbers, and all of that. And the citizens that are brutally attacked need a form of succor and, help, and so government needs to fix that. They also talked about the reforms that are going on in the policies, the policy floating of the currency, which has led to inflation, the fuel subsidy removal also, which is now affecting everything and everybody, and the fact that our naira is declining in value on a daily basis. This is making it very difficult for Nigerians to even survive and have the basics, and they're asking that government needs to fix that. They also talked about government's lavish spending in the cost of governance. They are asking that the people cannot be suffering, and then people who are paying the taxes are seeing their leaders, squander the money. The cost of governance is too high. They're expecting that everybody at this point will start reducing the expenditure so that we know how we can fix our economy, and a lot more other issues. I was expecting to hear more of, okay, what can we do from this problem?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kaduna, they say rampaging bandits in Kaduna yesterday set fire on 17 houses, killed 12 locals and injured about 9. Gendendus, a Mekeli village of Ufana District, Kajuru local government area of the state. The governor, who has been leading meetings with security forces, has condemned the attack, prayed for the repose of the souls of the deceased. The government is saying that they are going to do everything within, its power to, continue to tackle insecurity. They also reiterated government's dedication and commitment to tackling the security challenges experienced in the state. They said, as of the time of this report, the police had not yet reacted to the incident, but journalists said that they were told that these bandits came into the village about 5 a.m., while many locals were still in their bed. So when they set the houses on fire, a lot of the lives were lost in the inferno. 9 were rushed to the hospital where they're receiving treatment for severe burns. So, appealing to authorities, the government is appealing to authorities to deploy more soldiers to the areas. May the souls of those who have passed rest in peace.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to take a story about the national grid. So our power grid, we all know, we're feeling it. Anyway, this conversation is that the power grid power production drops to 3,530 megawatts, which is, and that is because only about 16 of our power plants are working. They also mentioned that out of them, only 3 are at full capacity. We're talking Azura Edo IPP, Kanji Hydro, that's producing 415, and Shiroro Hydro producing 275. Biggest challenge we have is our hydro, our gas turbines are not working because the gas suppliers have refused to supply Nigerian government gas because we have not paid. So the government is owing 1.3 billion for the past supplies, and the government has said in the beginning of this year that they will start paying, that they are going to release a subsidy of 1.6 trillion in 2024 to the Nigerian electricity supply industry, NESI. But the budget provision only provided for 450 billion out of the 1.6 trillion. So the Minister for Power last week confirmed that no payment has been made as of the month of January. which is compounding the liquidity challenges facing the industry, and that these issues and the poor collection, inadequate funding, all combined is why we don't have power. So we are seeing that there's a lot more to the story than...
Ah, goodness me. This country is full of catch-22 issues.
Yes.
All right, let's go on a short break. When we come back,
Dilemma.
move on to our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.